Hello again and welcome to the retail session of our virtual launch event. Now we're going to talk about how Microsoft devices provide key solutions to the industry trends and needs in the retail space. Let's take a look at the retail landscape first before we go into the solutions or the pain points. Now, it's a very demanding era right now for the retail industry because the customers are very knowledgeable even before they come to the store. They search online, they get reviews online, they ask their friends. So before even they come to the store, they have a big perception and they're very opinionated even about your product, sometimes even better than the salesperson himself. Now, in such an environment, we want to make sure that the customer experience is personalized when they come to the store. That's number one. Secondly, we want to drive a supply chain which is demand-driven. We don't want to have excess inventory in the store. At the same time, we don't want to say to the end customer, sorry, we don't have it available right now in our store as well. So we must optimize the supply chain where we have the right products in the right store at the right inventory levels. Another key trend is the combination of mobility in the store together with the demands of the end customer. So traditionally, when you go to a retail store, there is a desk and a POS device behind it and the staff that's doing all the sales transactions, while some customers are navigating through the store, but you have no clue what they're asking for, what they're looking for, if they found it or not. That's the traditional way of retail business. Now that business model is changing as well. Now let's take a look at what profiles we see in the retail store. What's their day-to-day life challenge and how we can solve it with Microsoft devices. We will start with the modern POS and then we will move into assisted sales operations and then the store operations. Finally, we will look at the retail execution, how we can solve and innovate the retail execution in this industry. Let's start with the traditional point of sale. Now, as we just discussed, when we go to a point of sale in a retail space, you will see that there will be bulky terminals behind the desk. It's cumbersome to use, and staff that's using it is chained to that fixed point. The only interaction that the staff can do with the customer is when the customer made a decision and come to that desk to transact. However, there is a lot of opportunities out while the customer is already navigating within the store. And at the same time, it's very hard to capture the data because the customer has already made his or her mind at the time when they have approached to the POS location. Now, with Surface Mobile POS solution, what we can do is we can provide a very small footprint solution on Surface devices that can easily log in the staff that's using the software, can intuitively navigate in the software, and the staff can easily transact with the employees in the retail store. It's very important to have that because it's going to drive natural interactions with the customers in the store, and it's going to increase your interactivity and your close rate in the retail store as well. If you look at some of the benefits, once you give this mobile POS solution to your employee, the employee does not need to stand behind a bulky POS desk as it's in the traditional retail store. The employee can navigate in the store, interact with the customers, and whenever there is a customer question, the employee can immediately answer and complete the transaction together with the customer. Another benefit is you can securely share the device between employees. For example, if you're working with shifts, once the shift of one employee is done, you can move the device to the second employee and sign him or her on with Windows Hello and continue using the device across the store between employees as well. And third, of course, it's the manageability. Whenever you have new version of the software that's running on the device, whenever you want to manage content or secure the device, it's very easy to do because it's a Windows device eventually. We have a key customer reference on this one, Heirloom. So Heirloom is a key jewelry, prestige jewelry brand in UK. I won't go into the details of this case study because we have a great video and you can see how we achieved a great success with Heirloom using Microsoft devices. Let's roll the video.
Retail is not about creating just a shopping experience. It is about experience full stop. It should be, and it is, a journey. Aurum is a beautifully combined group of brands that speak to a lot of different audiences.
What we predominantly sell is beautiful Swiss watches, and it's craftsmanship that goes back to the 18th century. So we have beautiful luxury environments, and then at the other extreme, to respond to the younger, more brand-oriented client, we have our boutique concept.
Luxury is made of the first look, first impression. So from the moment you enter the store, our greeters will welcome you with the surface. It is sleek and clean. They will ensure that you are engaged with that digital tool at the very first step of the journey.
I think the big advantage with Microsoft and the Surface is one device for several needs.
The customer means everything ultimately. The customer needs to know that we're efficient, that we're modern, that they can count on us. But it's very important that you're doing it in a contemporary way. So technology really helps us bridge that gap. If they love the watch but the strap is not quite the colour that they want, we will have it online. And with the Surface technology, we're able to help them buy it. The customer, having then bought a wonderful product, wants to feel good about the security of the information, and Surface specifically helps us to do that with discretion and efficiency.
Now we don't have to stand in front of the till point, we don't have to walk away from a client, and that is enabled by Surface.
Having a tablet aesthetic is clearly very modern and very recognisable. Having it in Windows 10 technology, again, is immediately familiar to everybody. So we've kept what's wonderful about our heritage, and Surface really helps us do that significantly.
In the past, we used Apple and we used PCs and we used a lot of different hardware. I think this actually allows us now to have a more focused approach, which allows us then to stay more at the forefront of technology.
The client should feel that they are the guests, and we are here to ensure that they get the best experience in our stores. And for us, technology is the answer.
Okay, let's transition into the next challenge. It's the assisted sales. When we refer to the assisted sales, we are talking about our retail employee helping the customer find what they're looking for and close the sale at that moment in time. Again, traditionally, customers navigate through the store, they see an employee, they ask for a particular product which they have seen online. For example, it's not in the store. It's a lost opportunity for us, but not anymore. With the devices that we equip our employees, the assisted sales will enable the employees to show the product to the end customer even though it's not in the store. Also, it will give the demand signal back in the operations in the backend that product is seeing a demand, customers are showing interest, so that when you do the supply chain planning, you want to make sure in the next iteration of the delivery that particular product will be kept in the store, whereas the products don't see any demand are moved out of inventory. So it will also enable you optimize your inventory in the store according to the customer demand as well. But how we can help with Surface devices is if you equip your employees in the retail store with Surface devices, first of all, the brand association of Surface with your brand will uplift the perception from the end customer's perspective. The end customer will come to the store, see that the employees are equipped with very cool, high-end technology devices, and they will understand that they're having a premium experience in that store. Secondly, if they can't find something, they will engage with the retail employee and ask about the product. The employee will immediately find on the device, and the device is a brilliant 12.3 inches pixel sense display device, so the product will show up itself perfectly on this brilliant device, and the customer will see the product by his or her own eyes. Instead of seeing it in the store, if it's not there, they can see it on the device and they can also immediately close the transaction over there. Because the way we approach it is, we can equip the Surface devices with point-of-sale peripherals, like PIN code devices, credit card readers, and equipment to collect the payment from the customer, so that we can close the sale at the point that the customer has shown interest. We don't necessarily need to take the customer back to the cashier and collect the cash or the credit card and the payment and finalize the transaction there. We can easily do it at the moment where the customer has made a decision. We have a couple of key references over here. One of them is Perch. Perch is a very luxury home appliance retailer. And what they do is they have a showroom in some of the key retail stores. When the customer comes in, the product that's shown in the showroom does not necessarily fit, or most of the time does not even fit in the customer's environment, in the kitchen or in their living room. So what they can do is, with using Surface devices, they can customize the solution on the device itself, visualize for the customer, and immediately help the customer have an insight about what the furniture in their house or the appliance would look like in their house, and it will simplify making the decision from the customer perspective, and they can immediately collect the payment and close the deal in real time using Surface devices. Another example is Infinity. As you know, Infinity is a premium brand in automotive industry. With Infinity UK team, we have equipped their sellers in the dealers with Surface devices. So when a customer comes in and asks about a specific Infinity model, a color, engine variation, it doesn't necessarily have to be in that particular Infinity dealer. What the dealer employee does is takes his Surface, shows the customer about the configuration. They can, on demand, configure the car, the color, the engine variation, the model, and everything, and the customer can see real time what the car is going to look like. So with this configuration engine, they can take the demand, immediately collect the customer's interest and demand, and they can even close the sale real time. This also helps optimize the operations, because this intelligence from the customer demand goes back end to the supply chain, so that in the next iterations of the supply chain, they're optimizing their retail store with the right cars, with the right configuration that customer is demanding on. Another profile I want to focus on right now is the store operations. Now, when you look at the store operations, the person who is responsible for the store, generally the store manager, is isolated from the sales floor, sitting on a backend, on a device, trying to see the reports, trying to optimize the supply chain. But those tools that the person uses are not enabling the person to go and be mobile at the same time in the store. Now, how we can solve this is we are equipping the store manager with a device where they can still do the optimization task when they're sitting on their desk, but when they're mobile, out in the store, navigating about supply chain and operations, interacting with their employees, they can keep their devices with them, look at the reports real time. They can do an inventory count or customer engagement in real time with the device that's in their hand. It completely changes the way the store manager or the store operations works, and it takes it to the next level, where the store manager is not only looking at the supply chain and optimization, but also a part of the store operation itself, optimizing the operations there. Some key benefits are, first of all, of course, we can have a very closed eye. We can have a very closed view on how the operations are going real time on the floor. Secondly, the devices that we're giving them is very strong, so they can run their operations reports and follow up what's going on over there easily. Third, it will ensure that everyone is in the same page, because Surface devices will make sure the data that's collected in real time reflects immediately to the backend systems. And fourth, of course, the connection and the data is safe and secure. The key customer reference I want to mention over here is Macy's. You know, Macy's has got more than 700 department stores across the US, and they are optimizing their store operations with Surface devices. I want to close with some key numbers. When we look at the customers who deploy Surface devices, we see that there is an increase of 15% in the close rate, 20% in the deal size on average, and 90% of the employees say that they get things done better with Surface devices. With this in hand, I want to do a call to action. I would like to invite you to complete the form where you say contact me. If you fill that form and show your interest, we will be very happy to call you, get in touch with you, listen to your needs, and provide the right Microsoft devices solutions for you. Thank you and have a nice day.